Tonight on Speed, we join Warwickshire Police as they try to get to the bottom of what caused this horrific accident. We meet two young guns and a man gearing up to break a world record with a difference. Early morning in Warwickshire, and Inspector Dennis Booker is called to the scene of a fatal road accident.
The driver was trapped in the vehicle for some time, was released by the fire service and sadly pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital at Warwick. We've only got a name which we've managed to take from the tachograph chart that's in the vehicle, so we presume that the person who driving filled in the chart, put his name in before he started his journey.
Close to the border with Gloucestershire, a lorry has driven off the road, across the verge and into a field where it overturned.
We see the mobile phone down on the ground there. We'll need perhaps do a check. Quite a comprehensive load carried on the vehicle. We perhaps look on it. It's going to be difficult, but the load might have shifted just as it's going around the right-hand bend.
The 17-ton lorry was fully loaded with alcoholic and soft drinks, which were thrown out by the impact of the crash. The Accident Investigation Unit has already been to the scene, and now the police vehicle examiner is checking the lorry for any mechanical defects. A job like this can be a lengthy process. It involves a thorough inspection of parts both outside and inside the vehicle.
I don't think it's a mechanical failure.
At first, there's some doubt over whether the seatbelt was worn.
Simple retract. Also, there's no marks on the tongue there, which are made by the sudden deceleration. And all the safety devices that's incorporated have worked. The steering wheel's collapsible. As you can see at this point here, this is collapsed, given way. From this point, all this is designed to move forward. And as such, it's done its job, but in this case, neither.
Police are still investigating the exact cause of the crash, but it has since been established that the driver was wearing his seatbelt. In most ways, Ashley Caunt is a typical 2-year-old. He can't read, he can't write, he can't really talk yet. He can do this. Jack Clark is 10, and like most boys his age, he's keen on football and playing the latest computer games. And like many boys his age, he dreams of being a racing champion. But for these two youngsters, it's more than just a dream. It's something they're determined to achieve. Not many babies progress out of the baby walker straight onto a motorbike, but Ashley made the jump before he was even out of nappies, as his father Andrew explains.
It was at the age of 9 months. We had a battery-powered one, and that wasn't fast enough for him. For his second birthday, we decided to make him a petrol-powered 90cc one. Oh, he loves it. Yeah, thinks it's brilliant. We're going to get your bike then and get some petrol. He'll come up to me and say, get my butt bike out, and he'll get his helmet and come up to me, and we end up taking him down, filling it up with petrol. What would you like? And then he's bombing around over the ramps and stuff.
Some petrol what? Please?
What do you say?
Please. Right. See what we can do.
Although Ashley's bike is restricted to 20 miles an hour, his mother Jackie is still a little wary.
Good boy.
I do worry with being my mother that he's going a little bit too fast.
In fact, within the close-knit Caunt family, who run a garage business in Wrangle, Lincolnshire, Ashley's the 4th generation to take to motorbikes.
I actually started riding a bike at 3, but I started doing stunt riding at, it was about the age of 6, jumping through hoops of fire, over people, lying down.
Ashley isn't quite up to that standard yet, but he's certainly got the taste for bigger things and has been known to take on more than he can handle.
That's not the job.
He went over a big ramp that he shouldn't have gone over, but he just took it upon himself to go over it. The first time he'd fallen off. I mean, he cried for a little while, but he just got straight back on and, you know, he just didn't bother. He never looked back.
Ashley may be fearless, but at the end of a tough session on his bike, he does like his home comforts. Jack Clark has just become one of the Zip Young Guns, a team of talented young kart drivers which mirrors itself on today's top Formula One teams. In fact, Jack's goal is to follow in the tracks of David Coulthard, an ex-young gun who's made it to motor racing supremacy.
Just good to know that someone wants you, like Zip and Martin Hines, and I just hope someone will want me as I go on, like McLaren Mercedes or Ferrari or people like that.
I'll do some lap times, then we'll have a chat when you come in, all right? In you go.
Triple World Kart champion Martin Hines created the team to give ambitious young drivers the chance to become champions of the future.
Racing drivers, the first thing you need to be really is absolutely dedicated to the fact that you want to win. You certainly need a good, strong mental ability to be able to keep concentration. Also, karts, you'd be surprised how much physical fitness you require to drive one. A kart that, say, an 8 to 12-year-old would racing, which would be called the cadet class, those karts are about 60cc, and they have a top speed of about 50, 55 miles per hour. And at the end of the day, when you're sitting in a car and your backside's half an inch off the ground, and you're doing 60 miles an hour, believe me, it feels just the same as David Coulthard doing 200 miles an hour in his Formula One. Round the hairpin in the middle there, where them bumps are, you hit them a couple of times and the car steps across, yeah? And then you just lose drive and you lose that rhythm. And
Jack's been with the young guns only a few months, but he's already showing a lot of promise.
He's very, very dedicated. He listens, he's very attentive, but most importantly, he does learn as well. With the determination that Jack's got, for sure he could probably be on our screens in Formula One in the very near future.
For Jack's mother, Deborah T., this comes as no surprise. But as a motorsport journalist, she knows that fulfilling his dream isn't going to be easy.
His real passion is motor racing, and we haven't pushed him in the slightest because we know how difficult it is. It's a very difficult sport to reach the top. And it's also, you know, I don't really enjoy sitting watching him go around at 45 miles an hour. I'd rather he was playing tennis or something a little less dangerous. But in a way, it's in his blood, so...
I like the way it's so competitive, and just being able to control something that's going 45 or 46 miles an hour. It's just fun. Everyone's having a go at you and trying to knock you off the track or trying to get past you in the most impossible way.
And Jack has strong views on what it takes to be a good driver and the strains it can cause.
Obviously, when you're in the car, you're just concentrating on driving and beating the person in front of you and getting the right lines around the corner, because if you don't, obviously you'll crash. But when you get out of the car, you feel it all down your back and in your wrists and your hands.
Well, they say there's no gain without pain, but Jack's certainly not going to allow a few aches to stop him getting to the top.
Being on a podium is just something I dream about in front of all those people. We've got half the world watching me. If I carry on and if I can get enough sponsorship, I reckon I could make it, yeah.
Out on patrol in Warwickshire, PC John Townsend and PC Martin Good have received a report of a man using a mobile phone on the central reservation of the motorway.
It's certainly an odd place for somebody to try and use the phone from. It is possible that there's been a bit of an accident, and that's why he's still in the central reserve. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If we've got somebody on the central reserve, obviously with the speed of the traffic moves and you're trying to get across 3 lanes of traffic, if anybody was to find themselves in that position, we'd rather them to wait sort of in the central reserve for us to get there and escort them across safely, rather than risking their life trying to get back across.
They find no sign of anyone on the central reservation, but soon come across a car stranded on the hard shoulder with a flat tyre.
Sorry, you don't want to stand there with your door open, you'll lose it.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Have you got somebody coming out to sort you out?
Yeah, they're coming now. They just drove that way.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you use you got a mobile phone?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you stand over there to make the call or something?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Where did you stand to make the call?
I stood over there.
What, in the centre of the carriageway?
No. I ran across, though.
Why?
So, because when I found it, the AA couldn't...
Yeah, never ever go across the carriageway.
Oh.
Never ever. All right, that's what we had a call originally about somebody in the middle of the carriageway, you see, earlier, which is when we first went by. And at the end of the day, if you start running across the carriageway, you're going to get knocked over. Okay, I don't want to see you getting wiped up. Okay. All right. I can't believe this. You couldn't get a good telephone reception to run across to the side.
As the police leave, the recovery arrives.
Join Julian Clary and Davina McCall for the show where anything goes. Hurrah!
Oh, I'm gonna run from the police. We'll bang.
Wrigley Heat, Sunday at 9 on Sky One.
The stars will always shine, the birds will always sing. As long as there is thirst, there's always the real thing. Coca-Cola is always the one. Whenever there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola. Yeah. Coca-Cola. Always Coca-Cola.
This all-night shopping, terribly overrated. I was expecting the more glamorous, adventurous shopper at this time of night.
Well, at least you can stock up with Philadelphia before the rush. Oh.
Excusez-moi. Can you tell me if it's all right to eat the delicious, creamy Philadelphia piled dangerously high on a digestive biscuit?
But, I think he's French.
The Philips Azure XL iron with extra steam has a unique sole plate, which gives exceptional gliding quality. To always help you look your best, the Azure XL iron from Philips with the XL sole plate. Philips, let's make things better.
With Orange, you can now run a mobile phone for just 50p a day and get a full 20 minutes of national off-peak calls included every single day. So maybe now you don't need a house anymore. Sorry, that should have been, maybe you don't need a phone in your house anymore. Orange Everyday 20. It could be the only telephone you ever need.
Not so dirty then now, eh? I've started using this new Radox Everfresh. Never gets messy, always fresh, and leaves your skin feeling moisturized. And it floats, so you never lose it. Well, it's about time I made a fresh start.
New Radox Everfresh Bath Wash. It's fresh every time.
Life after sun? No problem.
Commercial Union and General Accident are...
Twins. Twins?
Twins?
Twins.
Commercial Union and General Accident are...
made for each other.
It's a classic.
Commercial Union and General Accident have...
taken early retirement.
Commercial Union and General Accident are now CGU. That's the background. Here's the future.
In fair Verona, two households.
Have you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir?
From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny.
My heart loved till now, for swear at sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night.
The first showing.
Plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet, disobedient wretch!
Romeo, thou art a villain!
The multi-award-winning William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Saturday at 10 on Sky Premiere.
Saturday afternoon, and officers John Townsend and Martin Good are out on the M40 with the laser speed detector, which can pinpoint a speeding motorist up to 999 metres away.
White Peugeot. It was 96 the first time and 95 the second time I used it. Good afternoon. Do you know what the speed limit is on the motorway?
70.
It is. I've just used a laser speed machine. Yeah. It's just recorded your speed at 95 miles an hour. So this is the laser.
Yeah.
What I propose to do is say you've got 3 points on you.
Yeah,
right.
Speeding again.
If you're happy to surrender your licence to me either now or within 7 days, what I'm prepared to do is issue with a fixed penalty ticket for speeding. As before, it's a fixed fine of £40 and 3 points on your licence.
Because I only passed my test last year, will I have to resit that?
When did you pass your test? June. DVLA get your record up, then obviously they'll be into it. Your other points on the licence, where did you pick them up?
Luckily, coming no way from a set of traffic lights, I think, and a camera got me doing 45 in a 30. But that was in my previous car, 1.6, 16 valve Mondeo, so I sort of just put my foot down a bit too hard.
I'm in defence, if it's not mentioned now, something may later be likely court in.
I won't be contested. I won't. I know I was doing it.
Okay.
Second time, yeah. These things happen. I was trying to be unlucky today.
John O'Connor is an HGV driving instructor, and after a long day at work, this is what he does to relax.
Some people might not think that driving on two wheels is a normal way to relax. I find it quite relaxing though. I'm totally in control of the car. I had a few frightening moments where the car nearly went all the way over and where I had bust tyres. Sometimes I deliberately make the car unsteady to get some reflex practice.
But driving on two wheels isn't just something John does for a hobby. He's actually in training for the world speed record.
The existing world record for driving a car on its two side wheels at the fastest speed is held by a Swedish driver in a Volvo 850 Turbo.
The Volvo reached 112.6 miles an hour, but John's hoping to beat this in a Vauxhall Carlton.
There are some modifications. The main one is the rear axle differential is locked, otherwise the car would only go on two wheels for about 10 metres, and it's got a nitrous injection system which we're hoping will give it extra power to take it well over 100 miles an hour on two wheels.
In fact, John has an identical backup car for the challenge and the use of a third car with a suspension adapted for wet weather conditions.
Trying to prove that you don't have to be very wealthy. They can be done in a basically bog standard saloon car.
It's the day before the record attempt, and John and mechanic Peter Keegan are trying to sort out a problem with the suspension, which is possibly caused by the strain of putting the car on two wheels.
When it was creating a hell of a judder at such a speed, it was basically shaking the wheel out of my hand, and it was getting to the point where it was uncontrollable.
When we put the car on the two wheels, it's given the wobble in the wheel. We've taken some parts in the engineering shop that's welding it up for us. He's going to have it ready for us, so all we can do is put it on and try. In some of the testing we have done, we are well within range of beating it. This is a big day for John, which is obviously a bigger day even than for me. I mean, all I'm doing is only the work.
And once the modified suspension leg has arrived back from the welder and been fitted, John and Peter are relieved to see that it seems to have cured the vibration in the wheel. 7:30 the following morning at Bruntingthorpe Aerodrome and Testing Ground in Leicestershire. Here is a 2-mile stretch of track, ideal for John's two-wheel record attempt. John and Peter have transported the cars up from London overnight, but things haven't started too well.
When we're taking it off the truck this morning, the exhaust just caught the bottom of the truck. We're going to just have to take it off altogether rather than just leave it flapping loose.
But fortunately, this was one of the spare cars, and John's soon warming up the fully prepared one. It's only the practice run, but that wheel wobble isn't good news.
Well, we got rid of that problem yesterday, as you've seen, and now it's started again. So
What does it feel like when you're in the car?
the wheel's shutting out of my hand, basically.
After changing the wheel, John gives the car another test. On the first drive off the ramp, things seem to be going well. But on the next run, the vibration has returned. Meanwhile, the aerodrome's health and safety officer and fire officers are standing by.
The pressure's really on me now.
Well, John,
I know.
I mean, look, you know that if everything I could do to...
With only a limited time to try and break the record, John and his team decide to use the backup car without the exhaust.
I reckon the best thing to do is go in this car. The exhaust isn't causing loss of power, is it? Well, yeah, everyone is a potential...
And as the minutes tick by, the tension begins to mount.
I was getting a bit concerned because we originally said a 1 o'clock deadline. Well, if you chaps are not pushed, well,
But everything is almost ready, including the all-important speed measuring equipment.
John has to break the speed record of 112 miles an hour, which is the current record. Once he's done that, breaking the speed, as long as it's done in a fair manner, then we can represent that on a graph. We can send it over to the Guinness Book of Records, and they can then accept it for the next publication.
So, with the fire officers and ambulance in position, John drives up the track for his world speed record attempt. He's off the ramp with the 2-mile stretch ahead of him. One mile down the track and John's car comes into view. Things are looking good. The car's picking up speed, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. At over 70 miles an hour, it's ready for the nitrous injection boost. It's kicked in. But something has gone wrong, and the car begins to slow down.
So I was getting up to about 75 miles an hour and I switched on the nitrous, and it created a misfire in the engine. I lost power and then I come back down on 4 wheels.
John's Vauxhall Carlton reached a top speed of 73.9 miles an hour. Unfortunately not fast enough to break the 2-wheel world speed record.
I've put in, all the team, Peter, Tony, Graham, everybody's put in a lot of effort. So obviously we're feeling that good, but such is life.
Friday evening, and PC's Martin Good and John Townsend have been called to yet another incident on the M40.
What's reported to be a 2-vehicle accident. At the moment they're in lane 3 of the motorway, and as you can appreciate, the weather conditions at the moment are severe. The distance that we can see is probably about 300 to 400 metres, and the traffic conditions are heavy. It's pretty slow here, isn't it? We've just passed the reported location, and we haven't seen anything at all. Golf 16 can confirm no trace. It could have even happened and they've cleared.
Despite finding nothing at the reported location, the officers continue to look out for any sign of an accident further along the motorway, and soon come across broken vehicle parts out in the fast lane.
Debris. But that's it. That's the one. That's the.
YJ Golf 16.
Golf 16, go ahead.
Yeah, I found your debris. It's at 165 over 2 so far.
It can cause horrendous accident. What you would get is a multiple type accident, i.e. a series of accidents. you know, probably a tailgate accident followed by another further back, and a whole ripple effect. So potentially very dangerous, really.
PC Townsend has been back to try and build a convoy, holding up the traffic on all 3 lanes to create a gap for PC Good to get across the carriageway. But in the heavy rush hour conditions, it's been impossible.
I tried doing it, but you just catch up with them, they're so slow.
Yeah. Just do a short convoy, literally.
That's what I did, just
really. You're just weighing up the advantages versus the disadvantages, and basically trying to get another convoy to sort it out.
In the end, there's nothing for it but to take the matter into his own hands.
Happened on a number of occasions where we get debris calls, and it really is a case of just diving out there and retrieving the debris. Sometimes we don't have the option to be able to do a convoy, so that's the only option available to us.
Mob mentality is caught on camera at 9 tonight in a brand new 1-hour special. Riots, mobs out of control. Coming up next though, high-speed reality on Cheshire's hectic motorways in a fast-paced shift for the coppers.